at 11.
Welcome back to the site of this summer's Olympic rowing. After 6 events in today's regatta, Harvard and Cambridge are deadlocked for the total points trophy with 20 apiece. In the lightweight 500, Harvard is in lane 2 at the top of the screen, Yale in lane 3, Cambridge in 4, and Oxford in 5.
This race is barely a minute and a half long, and they're compacting all the energy into a very short period of time. There's no room for mistakes. The lightweights, again, weigh 160 pounds per man, and they're going to be rowing at the highest stroke rate per minute that they can possibly handle. The coxswains are focused on their stroke ratings now, each segment of the race asking the crew to row higher.
Let's take a listen to Oxford coxswain Layla Hudson as she tries to push her crew ahead of Harvard.
Boys, anger in the water. Drive, 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 drive.
The coxswain's calling for more leg drive and really trying to focus the attention. Under this great physical strain, your mind begins to wander, and it's that voice that draws you back, gets your focus back into the boat, and gets you to push that little bit harder.
But Harvard is maintaining its lead by about a quarter of a boat length.
Harvard showed that they had the speed in the 2,000 meters, and they've been able to compact it here in the shorter race. They know the finish line is near, so they can endure the intense pain they feel in their legs and back and arms. They drive it up for that final spurt as they go across the finish line.
Well, a spirited effort by Oxford, but they finished just behind Harvard, and Harvard is now closing in on the points total with 1 race remaining.
And Harvard did it with power and technique, able to withstand the great strain of the high stroke rating, crossing that finish line first.
So Harvard wins the 500 lightweight sprint, with Oxford finishing a surprising second, Yale third, and Cambridge a disappointing 4th. Mike has made his way over to the victorious Crimson crew, who, by the way, borrowed a rival Yale oarsman to fill out their crew.
You won the 2,000-meter race in a very, very close contest, and here in the 500-meter, I see you brought in a secret weapon.
Oh, yeah.
The four-man.
Yeah, he's wearing a different colored jersey, and most of the time he's an enemy, but against the Brits, we brought in our secret weapon.
Well, what happened to your four-man from this morning's race?
We just decided we didn't want to, he has got a touchy back. We didn't want to worry about it. We had a good race in the 2K, so we decided to change things up and make it interesting for the 500.
Well, since you won by more in the 500 than the 2,000, is it too late for him to enroll up at Cambridge?
We'll see. Maybe graduate school.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks.
Harvard's win in the lightweight 500 combined with Cambridge's 4th place finish means Harvard needs only a 2nd place finish in the heavyweight sprint to capture the points total.
2, 3, oh yeah, guys!
For the heavyweight sprint, Yale is in lane 2, Cambridge in 3, Oxford in 4, and Harvard in lane 5.
Again, as expected, we see Cambridge popping out early, but Harvard rowing really strongly here, really firing off the foot stretchers, and moving to an early lead with the Cambridge crew.
What becomes the mindset in a final race of a regatta like this?
Well, everything's on the line here. They win this, they win the point trophy. But what they're thinking about now is execution. They've got to overcome the increased wind. We see some waves out here at this point. It's a little rougher. The rowers have to carry their blades a little higher off the water. They're more prone to catching a wave, perhaps throwing the boat off keel and disturbing their rhythm. But it doesn't seem to have hurt Harvard, as they seem to master the waves at this point.
Harvard and Cambridge really the only 2 teams with anything at stake at this point, with the exception maybe of a little pride. But either of these teams can still win the regatta.
Cambridge is calling a move. They think they're moving on Harvard, but Harvard had an awfully clean start. They're rowing well in the rough water, and it doesn't look like Cambridge is going to have enough to overtake them in the final few strokes. Well, I thought Harvard would be the strongest team, and they showed it today with the great depth on their heavyweight and lightweight squads.
1, 2.
A special day in rowing, and Harvard is the champion of the first ever Harvard-Yale-Oxford-Cambridge, Harvard-Yale Regatta. And so much of Harvard's success is attributed to one of the legends of not only American but international rowing. Harry Parker is in his 34th season as the head man of the Crimson varsity. He is the winningest coach in American rowing history, and his team was impressive again today. Mike Vespoli is boat side with the victorious Crimson.
Your performance this afternoon gives you the point trophy. How does it feel?
Oh, it's great. Our coach mentioned it before the race. We really fired up for it. The whole boat was really focused. We really wanted to go after it.
Well, it's nice. A complete program effort between the heavyweights, lightweights, and the women. Harvard got the overall point trophy. Well done.
Thank you.
So Harvard takes home the trophy with 28 points in this first ever regatta between the world's four most prestigious rowing universities. For Mike Vespoli, I'm Michelle Tafoya saying so long from Gainesville, Georgia.
And perhaps this will be a new tradition in collegiate sports. Well, still to come, an event that has already become a classic, the Little 500 from Indiana University. But next up, we'll preview our main event, which features Olympic gold medalist Kennedy the King McKinney against John.
The coxswain is Yasmin.